Well, hello again. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Nothing? Nothing at all. All right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful and safe weekend. My name's Philip Palermo. Take care. I'm of course kidding. We have plenty to talk about today. It is Friday after all, May 1st, 2020, and this is Cord Cutting Today. Although maybe we call it Cord Cutting Weekly from now on. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. So yes, this is where we'll round up all the top streaming and cord-cutting news from the week that was, and as always, all the stories we're going to talk about today will be linked down below in the video description, and you can click those links to visit our news website, cordcuttersnews.com. And so today we're going to talk about several stories that have been making headlines throughout the week, including AMC Theaters saying they're no longer going to carry movies from Universal Films, Comcast losing a bunch of TV subscribers, the best free streaming services according to you, YouTube TV adding more content and more free trials, major companies extending their coronavirus relief policies, and some Star Wars news as we head into May the 4th next week. But first, of course, if you want to support the channel, please do consider clicking the like and subscribe buttons down below, maybe even the bell icon. That'll notify you whenever we upload new content to the channel. And with that out of the way, let's head on to the news, shall we? First up, we have the ongoing developing story between NBC Universal and major theater groups. Now, the story here is that NBC Universal is pretty proud and pretty happy with the success they've had with the release of Trolls World Tour. This was a movie that was supposed to release in theaters, but of course it didn't because there are no theaters open right now due to the coronavirus pandemic and all the stay-at-home measures. So instead, they went with the premium video on-demand route. And so far, in the past 3 weeks, the movie has grossed over $100 million, which actually tracks pretty well with how the original Trolls movie performed when it actually had a real theater run. And so NBC Universal executives are, of course, happy and elated with the success, and they've not been shy about it. So they've been on record talking about how they want to explore more streaming options in the future. Of course, these comments have raised a few eyebrows among the big movie theater chains, including AMC, which issued a letter saying that they will no longer carry Universal films in the future if the company decides to go with streaming as a release option. The letter reportedly expresses AMC's disappointment with Universal for even considering abandoning the exclusive window practices that movie theaters have enjoyed to this point, where big, motion pictures will release in movie theaters first, and then several months later will become available on the home markets. NBC Universal execs have replied to say that, they still value what movie theaters have to offer. It's just that the success of Trolls has kind of justified looking into other options for release, including streaming at home. But of course, from a consumer's perspective, it does look a bit like two big, huge, powerful corporations waiting to see who blinks first. I mean, if you take a look at what Universal has on its slate for the next couple of years, we have some pretty large movies in the works, including the ninth Fast and Furious movie. We have the third Jurassic World movie coming up soon as well. Everyone involved will probably find some sort of middle ground to agree on, but it does beg a few questions, including exactly how much should Universal be reading into the success of Trolls World Tour. After all, it is a family-friendly movie, so maybe it was just the right movie at the right time to find success as a premium video-on-demand release. In other words, is it more of an anomaly, or is it truly the shape of things to come? Meanwhile, as consumers, are we all that eager and all that willing to head back to movie theaters right now? Or are we more comfortable viewing premium movies at home? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. Next up, we have some Comcast news, specifically that the cable provider has reportedly lost 388,000 residential cable subscribers and 22,000 business video subscribers. While that might seem like bad news for the company, Comcast did report that it had a great year on the internet side, adding 477,000 new subscribers to its internet services. Now, of course, Comcast, like many other companies, is pointing to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic and all the financial impacts it's had as a reason for its recent performance. In this case, overall revenue for the first quarter of 2020 is down 0.9% to $26.6 billion. And of course, Comcast expects those effects to continue well into the second quarter of 2020. And we'll keep a close eye on the company and other wireless and broadband providers to see how they fare in the coming months. And you can check out more about Comcast first quarter in Jess's post linked down below in the video description. This next story is actually all about you. We recently conducted the Spring 2020 Cord Cutters News Reader Survey to learn more about all your streaming habits out there. And one of the questions we asked was, what's the best free streaming service? And a resounding 44.1% of you declared Pluto TV as the best free streaming service. In second place was the Roku channel with 19.7% of the vote, followed by Tubi TV at 5.6%. We also had respondents mention services like Crackle, IMDb, Redbox, and YouTube. What's also interesting is that 19% of readers chose not to suggest a free streaming service at all, citing a lack of content, lack of interesting content, the presence of ads, among other things. So that leads me to ask, if you're not a fan of free streaming services, why is that? Is it because there's no content there that you find appealing? Is it the ads? Is it the availability of those services? Maybe you just don't get those services where you are. Feel free to let us know in the comments below. Next up, we have a couple updates from YouTube TV. First up, the live streaming service has added a few CW channels to its lineup in several markets around the country. So if you live in Miami, New York, Norfolk, or Phoenix, you should be able to access CW affiliates through YouTube TV. Now, of course, the CW is known for catering to a bit of a younger demographic, but in some markets, it also covers live sports, like in New York, where it carries some Yankees games, which could come in handy once baseball starts up again, especially since the Yes Network has been dropped by YouTube TV. In other YouTube TV news, the service is offering subscribers some extended free trials for a few of its add-on services. The offers were mentioned in a tweet earlier this week, and they include add-ons like Showtime, Acorn TV, Curiosity Stream, UMC, Sundance Now, and Shudder. And if you want to give those a spin, just head to your account, click on Settings, and then Membership. You can use the check marks next to the ones you want to try out, and if you want to opt out, just head back to Settings and uncheck those boxes. Now, you'll have until Wednesday, next Wednesday, May 6th, to sign up for the 30-day free trials, and these offers are apparently open to new signups only. So if you've already signed up for a free trial or previously subscribed to these add-ons, it doesn't look like you'll be eligible for the free trial. Next up, a couple quick updates from Verizon and Comcast. The two giants are among those companies who have recently announced extensions to their coronavirus relief policies. Now, you might recall that several hundred wireless and broadband companies signed on to the FCC's Keep Americans Connected pledge in early March. And that pledge included policies like not canceling service due to financial hardships caused by the pandemic and waiving late fees. But the original wording mentioned a 60-day window, and so with that window closing in early May, we're starting to see companies come out with extensions to those policies. In both Verizon's and Comcast cases, that extension goes all the way out to June 30th, and we'll likely see a lot of similar announcements in the coming days as that 60-day initial period ends. Meanwhile, speaking of the FCC, the Commission is making it a little easier to qualify for the Lifeline program that provides discounts on internet and wireless service for low-income residents. So normally to qualify for the program, you either need to prove you're already part of a qualifying program like Medicaid, or you need to produce 3 straight months of income documentation. But with so many people claiming unemployment benefits of late, a whole lot of folks who could use that kind of discount right about now might not have 3 months of qualifying income data on hand. And so the FCC is waiving that 3-month requirement temporarily, meaning for now you'll only need to show proof of your current income situation, such as a notice of unemployment benefits. It's a temporary tweak, yes, but if it helps more people get a bit of financial relief with their bills, then great. And you can find out more in the link down below. And finally, we have a bit of Star Wars news as we head into Star Wars Day, May the 4th, next week. First up is that one of the co-creators behind the show Russian Dolls will lead a new series on Disney Plus with a focus on female leads. Now, not a whole lot is known about the series at this point, but it should be interesting given how successful Disney Plus's first Star Wars series, The Mandalorian, has been so far. And it's also a rich universe with thousands of years of history to draw upon, so as a Star Wars fan, I'm personally looking forward to it a lot. Meanwhile, in case you haven't heard, they're also making Star Wars movies, and the latest is heading to Disney Plus a little earlier than expected. Yes, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, will hit the streaming service on, yes, May the 4th, which is about 2 months earlier than what was originally planned. And if you're already a Disney Plus subscriber, you probably already know this because they let you know as soon as you sign in. But if you're looking for a way to stream all 9 Skywalker Saga movies, you'll get the chance soon enough. And that about wraps up the week in cord cutting. And yeah, we're trying something new with these weekly wrap-ups, giving ourselves a little bandwidth to tackle a few more different video projects down the line. But of course, we're here for you, our viewers, so please do let us know what you think in the comments down below. And also don't forget to include any questions you might have about cord cutting or streaming, and we'll try to get to some in a future episode. Lastly, don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons down below to support the channel. For now, though, I hope you have a wonderful and safe May and a wonderful and safe weekend. My name is Philip Palermo. I will see you next time. Take care.